Yeah, yeah. Is your lover playing on your side? Said he loves you, but he ain't got time. Here's the answer. Come and get it while you still got time.
Our next guest today is really been behind some of the biggest pop hits. Can we say a decade? A decade of hits. And on top of that, he's an absolutely brilliant singer and entertainer. Please give it up for Ed Drewett.
Get your boy on his knees and repeat after me. Say, well, take a sip of my secret potion, and I'll make you fall in love.
Yeah, I was just saying, one of the things that we talk about quite a bit is like the fact that nothing really is ever finished with songs, you know, with the sort of technology that we've got available to us, you know, now. When do you know a song is finished?
In terms of the actual song, I tend to not overthink it. As long as it makes me feel good and the vibe is good and there's no really whack lyrics sticking out that I'm ashamed of. You know, I might fix a couple of bits and bobs, but in general, if it feels good and nothing is jumping out at you as particularly shit, then, although some of you after hearing some of the songs I've written may disagree, then I'm cool with it. Yeah, and songs done.
And how do you work? Do you have like are you writing all the time, and then when you have a client coming in, let's say Little Mix, you then look at the tracks and see if that kind of makes a rough match, or do you start the session from scratch?
In general, I want to be there from the start of the song. I want to create. 9 times out of 10, I like to, create the start of the song. And that's normally by playing bass very badly. Past couple of years, I've been coming up with the melodies over a bass line that I like. And then it tends to be your head telling you where to go melodically as opposed to the chords, because you can flick a little melody and turn it into a minor song and go back to major and go wherever bloody hell you want. But effectively, it's all about, as you know, it's all about getting something that you like the sound of, that sounds good to you. That's another big rule as well, isn't it? When you're in the confines of trends, lyrical trends or production trends, it can be a very lonely world for someone who wants to change the world with music. What I feel like happens is, to a certain extent, radio set trends. They kind of dictate what they're going to play, what they think people want to hear, and therefore labels tend to sign. Obviously, this is kind of general. Tend to sign stuff that sounds like that because they know it will get supported by radio, and then in turn, songwriters, and I've been a culprit, write for that. You know, we know that at the moment this is working on radio, so why wouldn't we? But it's fucking heartbreaking, because I want to go in a room and go, let's write the sickest shit we could ever write, and I do most of the time. I said earlier, like, I would have had more cuts if I'd have conformed more, because a lot of the time I want to go into a room, I want to write something sick that I love, but that won't get you cuts. So my frustrations with the confinements of writing for other people got a bit too much, and I was like, fuck this, I need to write for myself again, which was an interesting experiment. And it was weird knowing that I could write whatever I wanted. All of a sudden I had like the universe at my feet, and I did not know what to do with it. So I wrote this. The story is of a chap who accidentally kills people and can only confide in his mother to dispose of the bodies. Send that one to Little Mix.
No. Mommy, I just killed a man. I ain't faking like Freddy. Goddamn, I just killed a fucking man. And there was minding my own business when he just ran right into the knife in my hand. Oh, if there's anyone can help me, you can. So when do we plan disposing of the bodies? I'm too young to go to jail, Mom. Ain't I been a good son since I left college? If the cops come knocking in the middle of the night, you know what to do, you know what to say. That I was tucked up dreaming of a better life. Mama, don't let them drag me away now, yeah. 'Cause I'm just an unfortunate gentleman.
So I'd been dropped twice. Never released an album, a body of work. And all this time, that was all I wanted to do, you know? Very frustrating. Kind of being there, being signed, everything's going to go, this is going to be amazing. And then the industry kicks in and it all falls apart. And that's fine, like, everything happens for a reason. And I've just ended up in a fucking amazing place where I get to write songs that I love. And although sometimes it's extremely frustrating, the payoff when you hear something you've written on radio or, you know, in the charts, it's awesome.
Do you believe that you need to be great at theory to write great songs?
To me, theory isn't something that makes sense. I've never been good with numbers. It's important to be able to have it. But for me, a good pop song, at least, is more vibe.
But how do you make it work then? Like,
how do you mean?
How do you make it work when you write? Like,
I get something that I like, and I record it in my phone, and that's it. I don't know what chord I'm playing. I mean, I kind of do now, but I never learnt that. It's just, you know, it's just got to be free. And I sound so hippie right now, but it's just got to be, you know, it's got to be the vibe. You got to run with it. Don't get too caught up in, you know, keys and this, that, and the other. Just fucking write it. Run with it.
One job should be enough. Boy, you belong to me. Whoa, I've got that recipe, and it's called black magic. I'm falling in love. I'm falling in love. You got me falling in love, shit. Falling in love. I'm falling in love. That's black magic. Thanks. Ladies and gentlemen, Ed Drewett. Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.